criminal record.
A resume or application should never include negative information. So if you have ever been in trouble with the law, you would certainly not mention it in these documents. Newer laws prohibit an employer from including such general questions on an application as "Have you ever been arrested?" and limit formal inquiries to "Have you ever been convicted of a felony?" In this country, we are technically innocent until proven guilty, and that is why employers are no longer allowed to consider an arrest record in the hiring decision. Being arrested and being guilty are two different things. Arrests for minor offenses, misdemeanors, are also not supposed to be considered in a hiring decision. The argument has been that minorities and urban youth are more likely to have arrest records, and consideration of arrest records in a hiring decision is, therefore, discriminatory. A felony conviction is a different matter. These crimes are more serious, and current employment laws do allow an employer to ask for and get this information and to use it in making certain hiring decisions. For example, few employers would hire an accountant who had been convicted of stealing money from a previous employer. An employer also can consider certain types of arrest records in making certain hiring decisions. For example, few employers would place a person who has been arrested for or convicted of child molesting in charge of a daycare facility or youth program. If you have an arrest or conviction record that an employer has a legal right to inquire about, my advice is to avoid looking for jobs where your record would be a negative. The accountant in the previous example should consider changing careers. Even if the accountant did get a job by concealing his or her criminal history, that person could be fired at any time in the future. Instead, I might suggest that person consider selling accounting software, starting his or her own business, or getting into a completely different career unrelated to managing money. As always, your interview should emphasize what you can do rather than what you can't. If you choose your career direction wisely and present a convincing argument that you can do the job well, many employers will, ultimately, overlook previous mistakes. As you prove yourself and gain good work experience, your distant past becomes less and less important.